Lee Boxing True. Good Sunday. Just got back from church. Hearing now that Jermall Charlo will be facing Demetrius Andrade at 168 pounds. Now, this fight was supposed to be made by Jermall, I believe also by Jermall. And if you're confused which one is Jermall and which one's Jermall, Jermall happens to be the older one by minutes in a higher weight division. And Jermall is the one that is in the, who was undisputed, was in the lower weight division at 154 pounds. With that being said, this is supposed to take place in Houston, if I'm not mistaken, on the undercard of Gervonta Tank Davis, which to me would be a good fight because for the simple fact, it's in Houston. And I'm a native of Houston. So I definitely would love to see that fight. Go see some family and then come back up to Washington State. But, these are the fights that they need to start having when you have these undercards. You need to have people like Jermall and Jermall, especially if we can get them in there with good fights. Tank might not be fighting that number one guy that everybody wants to see him fight, right now. But Tank being active and fighting like 2 to 3 times a year, to me, that's active. If you're fighting more than 2 times a year, or fighting 2 or 3 times a year, at least fighting 2 times a year, at the least, you're an active fighter. So within every 6 months or so, you're fighting, and then your training camps last about 2 months, 2 to 3 months. So there's little room for you really to be slacking because you're either in a fight or you're training. So out of those 6 months, let's say you're training 2 months, and in 6 months, so that's 4 months. So you might have a month or 2 to relax, but other than that, you're back in the gym. So what do you think about this undercard? Already, if that's going to be the case, Jermall versus Andrade. Demetrius Andrade, Boo-Boo. That was the fight that people were waiting for. Just because a person taking a loss or taking an L doesn't mean that that's the end of the world for them. I definitely want to see this fight to see who is the best out of these two. Right now, Jermall Charlo's been going through a lot of stuff, family and everything else, marriage, getting slapped by Caleb, all kind of things. So I would love to see, Jermall fight Andrade, and if he can win, then he can possibly move on to a Caleb fight. And then after that Caleb fight, maybe he will get the Canelo fight. And I don't have nothing wrong. I don't have nothing against that, especially if he's going against solid competition to get there. With that being said, Lee's Boxing Truth. Like, comment, subscribe. You know what to do. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Bye.